Next question. How would you evaluate the relationship between the city and county government? And what would you do to form a collaborative partnership?
There's a relationship there?
Well, you know, I think that there is a relationship there, and people forget it sometimes. But you know, the city of Rochester happens to be in the county of Monroe, and the county of Monroe's headquarters is in the city of Rochester. We cannot deny that relationship, even though it's had its rocky moments over the years. I actually look at the next couple of years as a potential. You know, there's nothing like running out of money for clarifying your thinking. And we have reached a point here where both the county and the city are facing significant operating deficits, and very few places to go to get those things solved. This should be an opportunity for us to work together in a way that has been difficult to do, admittedly, in the past. Having said that, I think you don't want to deny the fact that there are many things in this county and in the city that we do work well. There's been a library system that's been jointly operated for decades, and it's a big success. There's a pure water sewer system that takes care of the city and the county and most of the towns, and it operates, and none of us notice it and complain about it and worry about who's in charge of it. Our water systems are fairly well integrated already, and will be more integrated as we go along. So there have been examples, operational examples of success. But we need to do more. We need to do more. And we need to get along to do it. We are joined at the hip, and it is ridiculous for us to fight with each other. Nobody can go anywhere. City can't go somewhere, and neither can the county. So we just need to learn to get along and take advantage of this opportunity where we both need each other.
You know, I have lived this experience personally, and not just in one instance. I had the privilege of working 1 year with Bob King, who was advertised as a tough, ornery customer, and he and I found a good opportunity to collaborate, particularly on improving the public schools. I frankly was very, very sorry when he left to go to Albany. He was replaced by Jack Doyle, and that's all I need to say. And then I had 2 years of a very productive relationship with Maggie Brooks. My model for this kind of interaction is probably just too iconic and too difficult to replace, and that is the unusually progressive and positive relationship of Mayor Ryan and County Executive Moore. I wish that I could have had the ability to replicate that. But I think that we also have to recognize something. There are basic differences. And if you look outside of Rochester, Monroe County, every county and city in New York State, you will find tension that exists between county executives and mayors. It's just natural because of their basic responsibilities. And oftentimes their ideology. And it doesn't matter if they're members of the same party. The Democrats, they fight. If the Republicans, they fight with each other. But when we find that rare opportunity, as Mayor Ryan and County Executive Morin did, to work together, we need to treasure those, we need to cultivate those, we need to make sure that we exploit those to the fullest. And that is why I just find so much pain in the elimination of Renaissance Square. I wrote a long essay that Mariana Toll was privileged and allowed me to publish in 2009. And I made this basic point. We've been trying for 30 years or longer to improve that one block of Main Street. And when we get the county and the city working together, and when the county executive uses her influence to raise money from Republicans' friends, this is where she raised the money from, who don't care about cities. She raised the money from a Republican governor and a Republican president and a Republican legislature and brought that money to Rochester. We should never allow that kind of opportunity to slip through our fingers. We should never allow that kind of, and I don't think we will be able to replicate it soon because the money supply has run dry. So we need to do more than pay lip service to the notion of county-city cooperation. We need to find those areas of cooperation. We need to nurture them, and we need to make sure that we take maximum advantage when those opportunities, rare as they are, do exist.
There's been 150 years or more of Democrats and Republicans working against each other, or competing, as you may like to call it. Many times it's hard for them to do so. It's hard to agree when you're trusted with concerns about Pittsford, Fairport, Hilton, and someone else is entrusted about concerns only for Rochester. This is not going to be easy, but we need to work together because both sides have the ability to raise money, to get funds, and to push projects. And frequently, the Renaissance Square is a fine example of it took both sides. It took all people cooperating, and that has been an incredibly rare thing over the years. In case you don't notice, I'm not part of either of those parties, but I'm willing to work with both of them. And I feel that it's time for a change in Rochester where we can find someone who can cooperate fully with both the Democrats and the Republicans.